Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. And welcome to you, our live stream audience, on this Easter morning. We couldn't have asked for a more beautiful morning here in the Pacific Northwest, and we're glad you're joining us. Right now, if you're able, why don't we stand and we'll sing our way into the service.
All right, well, let's sing into this morning together, everyone. Swing open my heart, give thanks for the day. Gonna let love fill me up, get right back to the start. This is how I was made, free from the worry and free from the fear. I know Spirit is peace, loving kindness in me right now, right here, singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Swing open my heart, give thanks for the day. Gonna let love fill me up, get right back to the start. This is how I was made, free from the worry and free from the fear. I know Spirit is peace, loving kindness in me right now, right here, singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing, don't worry. Singing, don't worry, no, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Let's sing, don't worry again. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, every little thing, sing it out. Yeah, every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, every little thing is gonna be alright. Well, good morning, fellow humans. Will you greet some of those neighbors out there? Say hello, and if you're on social media, let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 All right, well, we're going to invite our kids up to the stage as we sing them out into this beautiful day for their outdoor classroom. And they'll be doing their own ritual out there with these beautiful flowers. Let's sing them out with Hooray for the World. 1, 2, 3. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race.
Woohoo! Good morning. Let's get untangled. I'm Cindy Clay. I'm the practitioner of the day, along with Susan and Kalish, wherever they are. And so as practitioners, we are here to support you and pray for you, and we love to pray. So anybody who's wearing a stole is available for you after the service if you would like some prayer support. You can also put in a prayer online, or there is a little pottery jar on the table in the back and a place where you can write a prayer request. So we love to pray. And so if you are feeling a need to have support, please call on us. We're here for you. All right. So let's just take a deep breath. And I have to say, there is so much joy and so much life in this room. And I am so full of the magnificent feeling of renewal as spring arrives, as I see the flowers starting to bloom in my garden, and the beautiful flowers today as you came in for our blossoming ceremony. And the sun is shining, and isn't this grand? So here at this time of renewal and promise, we bring that full heart into this service. And I know that every moment of this beautiful coming together is filled with joy. And I say, thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is.
Thank you, Cindy. I have a poem for you, and then I'll tell you what we're doing. This is by one of my favorite poets, Mark Nepo. And this is called Opening Without Words, and it has to do with the personal blossoming ceremony. It is the beginning of May, and over near the statue of Moses, raising his staff to something none of us can see, hundreds of tulips have broken through the dark earth, becoming every color they held inside. And quietly, they ignore each other in this chorus of oneness, bobbing gently as children race up to their splashes of yellow and red, expecting the colors to sing. And maybe they do sing in a song that only children can hear. and old men amble through the rows, hands behind their backs, as if in some European church about to crumble. And this old white-haired woman, with sheer wonder on her face, sneaks up on the pink ones, her silent mouth aflower. And for the moment, we are all opening without words. And her dog, a pink-nosed spaniel, drops its ball and rolls on its back slowly. And my lover jumps out of her shoes, pulls me by my sun-warmed hand into the middle of a patch of yellow, and buries her face in them. And then she rises, a color breaking ground herself, pollen on her nose. Quietly, we are saved again. Beautiful poem. And every year we have on Easter Sunday an opportunity to kind of look deeply at our lives in a very particular way. The tradition actually came from my Episcopal background. Then there was a big wooden cross with vases that were inside little niches in the cross. And we all were given a flower to put into the cross so that eventually the entire cross looked like a cross made of flowers. And in the tradition of Christianity, it was a very beautiful thing. Here, the cross is really not our symbol. Our symbol is actually this V that you see in this flag and also on the podium, which represents spirit descending into us, but also reaching out from, as a sacred human, into spirit. And so today, the blossoming is about your spiritual journey and the place you're holding in your life. And so just for a moment, look at the flower, and you'll notice some of the flowers may be absolutely stunningly, quote unquote, perfect, but then there are others that maybe aren't so much. And yet, when we hold these flowers, we don't think of them as less than perfect. We think of them as beautiful, unfolding, opening without words. And like the flower, you too have the same beauty that resides within you as you, that is continually inviting you to open, to evolve, to become more of what you came here to be, which for us, as you'll hear in the talk, has to do with opening to spiritual understanding and walking a path that invites that. So the way we're going to do this is the ushers are going to actually dismiss you by rows, and you're going to come up the middle, and you all will fill this space, and you all will fill this space, one stem at a time. And then as soon as you've put your stem in, you all will go around that way and back to your seat. And you all will go around that way and back to your seat so that we don't bump into each other and have human crashes. So what I want you to know is, oh, does everybody have a flower? Thank you, Shelley. Everybody? Good. Wow, we're on it today. What I want you to know is that as you make your way up here, and we'll be doing this to beautiful music in silence, it's an invitation every year for those of us who have been coming to use this as sort of a spiritual yardstick. Where are we? How are we doing? What would we like to commit to on this Easter morning to ourselves for unfolding? And as you commit to that unfolding in whatever way is right for you, when you place the stem in the water, say, and so it is to yourself, and accept that that commitment you're making to yourself is now unfolding for you from this day forward. It's an opportunity to really contemplate. So go ahead and we'll start the music, and just for a moment contemplate, what do you want to commit to for yourself this year?
all of me designed to perfection, all of me beautiful and sacred, all of me a wonder, expression of the infinite, all of me pure light divine, all of me designed to perfection, all of me beautiful and sacred, all of me a wonder, expression of the infinite, all of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light, all is love, all is light, all is love, all is light. All of me, pure light divine. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite, all of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light, all is love, all is light, all is love, all is light, all of me pure light divine. All is love, all is love, all is light, all is love, all is light, all is love, all is light, all of me pure light divine. All is love, all is light, 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 all is love, is love, all is light, all of me, pure light divine, all of me, pure light divine. And we do have one more song we'd like to sing all together, but I see you. You're like, let us be a part of our personal blossoming.
We want the band to have their blossom in there too.
Every year, this is the awkward thing.
I know, it's very
like,
awkward.
I have a job up here.
I know,
one
me
job
too.
to do.
Let's just do this. We're so appreciative of our band, aren't we?
Well, as we just let this beauty settle into our beings, we're going to sing this song, We Let the Love Wash Over Us. If you felt rushed in this process, now is the time where maybe you just sit with what Dr. Andrea was saying in terms of what we're bringing and what we have intentions for this year, what you'd like to see blossom and unfold for yourself. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. Bring in that peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We wash over us. We let it be peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be.
Thank you. Well, this is the last Sunday of March, and we have been speaking all month on cultivating fearlessness and compassion. And so the title of the talk is actually Jesus on the Cure for Anxiety. I don't know if any of you have ever had anxiety. Please don't raise your hands. But it's a fairly common experience, particularly actually studies seem to see that anxiety is growing in sacred humans. We have a lot that we're confronted with on a global level as well as on a personal level. And so I thought, well, let's talk about what Jesus says about that. But before I do that, just in case you're new, last week I told everybody now we're not going to talk about he is risen because it's actually, we're a little bit different. You may have noticed. However, we truly believe that Jesus was one of the most incredible teachers, particularly for those of us who were raised in a Judeo-Christian tradition, which most of the United States was at one time. What I personally believe after years of study is that Jesus was enlightened, just as so many other incredible human beings have been, and that he happened to be such a powerful teacher that his teachings have come down to us in various forms to assist, which was, I believe, his goal, to assist sacred humans in living a life of meaning and depth and connection to the divine. So, one of the things that he offered was the Lord's Prayer. How many of you were raised to memorize that prayer? Yes. So most of us were raised to memorize that prayer in the version of the King James. So, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You can say it with me. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts or trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed or debt against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So, wow, you didn't know you were going to say that today. However, what I wanted you to know, and maybe you already do, is that Jesus actually spoke in a dialect called Aramaic. And Aramaic is a language that's extremely nuanced. And so when Jesus was teaching people how to pray, because they asked him, how should we pray to be connected to the divine and express our gratitude for our lives, he taught them that prayer, but not in the way we learned it. And so I've brought you one version of what he might have said in Aramaic, and it's on this slide. This is a translation by Neil Douglas Klotz in Prayers of the Cosmos, and he is an Aramaic scholar. So let's see how this sounds. O birther, father, mother of the cosmos, focus your light within us. Make it useful. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire then acts with ours. As in all light, so in all forms. Grant what we need each day in bread and insight. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back. From you is born all ruling will, the power and the life to do. The song that beautifies all, from age to age it renews. Truly, power to these statements. May they be the ground from which all my actions grow. Amen. A little different. I like this version. I like the other one too. But, it's interesting to consider that much of what we have received down through these millennia have been translated and translated again and translated again from Aramaic into Greek and Greek into. And so one might ask, I certainly did as a student of world religions and particularly Christianity, one might ask, well, what's true? And I hate to break it to you, but we won't ever know. He's been dead a while. But what I can tell you is that, like the other illumined beings that have visited us through the millennia in all the different faith traditions, the mystics and the illumined ones speak with one voice, and they say the same thing in their own culture with their own words, but it's the same message. And so I thought I would bring you what Jesus said, that is the mystical understanding that comes through all illumined beings. And this is all from this incredibly powerful section of the Christian Bible in one of the Gospels, Matthew. There were 4 Gospels. Some of you, you weren't raised to be Christians, so you may not know all this. And in Matthew, Jesus is like compacting every single teaching he can imagine and giving it to the people. And so he must have spoken for hours, maybe days, giving these teachings, which have been kind of spoken about as the Sermon on the Mount. So these are the teachings that he offered. Let me get to Matthew. So right after he taught them how to pray, one of the things that he said, or, has been translated as what he said, is, "For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father also will forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive yours." So this is a point that Jesus makes over and over and over, and it's been summed up beautifully as, "It is done unto you as you believe." So if you offer forgiveness, then forgiveness comes back to you. It works like that. It's a law. And so he's teaching people, okay, first thing after learning this prayer is, let's talk about forgiveness. Don't you find that interesting? I do. He could have said all kinds of stuff, but that's where he went. And then from there, he starts talking to them about what makes them anxious, what makes us anxious, and how we can change. So he says this, or at least this is how it's been translated. "Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth where moth and rust consume and where thieves break in and steal, but rather lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust consumes and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Okay? So this teaching is a very powerful one that all the illumined people try to talk about to us regular folk. And what the message is, look, you guys, there's the historical dimension. Picture it as a horizontal line. So we're born, we travel through our life, and we die. Historical dimension. And in the history of sacred humans, it started way back and it continues on through the millennia. And the things that happen in the historical dimension are the things we're very familiar with: politics, economics, personal stress, and trouble. But what Jesus indicates here is that there's this other place. And in this translation, it's called heaven. In other translations, they use different words. But he's pointing to the vertical dimension of the ultimate, of the divine. And so in humanity, we have our historical, we were born, we're going to die, everything in between. But also, we have the ultimate dimension, spirit in us, coming into us and opening to it. And in that dimension, when we place our attention in that way, nothing can trouble us. And we are connected to something that is so vast and so powerful that anxiety, fear, and all the things that the historical dimension brings up for us have a way of dropping aside, and faith and trust and all the things we just sang about, joy and peace, those become available. You may have wondered, I mean, how can we feel peace when there's so much war in the world? Why do spiritual teachers talk about peace when it's so not peaceful and human beings seem to be so violent? Have you ever thought that? I have, over and over. And we could conclude that we're just stupid, or what the illumined beings like Jesus seem to indicate is that we're focused in the wrong place. Our treasure is being put into worldly things. And that there's actually a different place where we can put our treasure. What's our treasure? Our being, our flowering, our self. Where do we put our treasure? Well, there's another place to put it that isn't about the historical dimension at all, but it's about our connection to the divine. And there, he says, thieves can't steal it, rust can't hurt it, moss can't get into it, because it's absolutely otherworldly, and yet right here available. So he goes on from there. I mean, this is an incredibly powerful talk. Speaking as a speaker to you, when I read this, I'm just like, wow, this must have just knocked people back on their heels, because it was so much all at once. So the next thing he says, okay, so you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God, and he called in this translation mammon, meaning you can't be in the ultimate dimension and in the historical one, because it's too confusing. And so that's hard. I don't know about you, but I vacillate. I'm in the ultimate, I'm in the historical. I'm in the ultimate, I'm in the historical. And so basically what he's suggesting is, hey, just remember, you belong to the divine. Don't get lost. Refocus when you've forgotten. And he goes on from there, and this is the part that I actually included in a quote. It's one of my favorite things that he said. Therefore I tell you, this is the cure for anxiety. Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you shall eat and what you shall drink, nor about what your body, what you'll put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of much value like them? And which of you, by being anxious, can add 1 cubit to his span of life? And why are you anxious about clothing? I have to say I was a little anxious about clothing today. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, and yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is alive and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will God not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore do not be anxious, saying, what shall we drink, what shall we eat, or what shall we wear? But seek first the kingdom and righteousness, and all these things shall be yours as well. So, in a nutshell, basically what Jesus is conveying to us is, listen, it's really easy to get so distraught and caught up in the mundane, the historical dimension, that we forget that there's a place to stand with it all. It doesn't mean it's not something we have to deal with, but standing in a place of peace and power and joy and connection allows us to deal with the vicissitudes of our life, the all of it. I could go on and on, all of it, the betrayals and the stock market and the political scene and the social stuff and the climate change. You may have noticed that if we are staying in the historical dimension with all that stuff, it's extremely anxiety producing. Because most of us are like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know what I can do. But from this other place, actually we're informed with how to stand with it and how to work with it, how to be the light of the world, which is another part of his address. And famously, the last thing I'm going to tell you, he was an incredible teacher. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is a very famous line that he, in this same address, he's saying, and it's this: ask, and it will be given you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. And this is actually what the science of mind philosophy is based upon, is this very thing. We believe, as Jesus did, that there is a power and a presence that is resident within all sacred humans and within all life. And that it is not an impersonal quantum field that doesn't care about us, but rather is deeply embedded within us and bringing itself, as we allow it, into expression through us. So it cares deeply and is just waiting. It's kind of like, come on. Please knock. Please, and I'll open that door for you. Please ask, and I'll help. And of course we don't believe that God is an anthropomorphic God, but what we do believe is that there is something that dwells within us that actually cares, that actually has gifts to offer through us, and that actually we're here because that's what it wants to do by means of us. So Jesus and so many others spoke to this truth: ask, seek, knock, and you will receive. So what about the resurrection? What about the crucifixion and the resurrection? We might as well talk about that, and then I'll close. Well, a couple of years ago, my Methodist friend said, well, we don't believe in the resurrection. We don't believe any of that. And I went, what? Huh? And she said, no, there's a bunch of Methodists that think that actually what happened is that Jesus and Mary Magdalene went to France. And they took their disciples. The disciples followed them, which, the Camino, St. James, one of the disciples, and they became the Knights Templar. Well, if you think about it, it's almost as believable as the other story, right? Just saying. However, whatever really happened, what I do know from studying the lives of saints and illumined beings is that anything is possible for them. They're not limited by the historical dimension. So could Jesus have risen? I said I wasn't going to say that, but here I am. Could he have literally risen and then showed up to his disciples in body and said, yeah, I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. I'm just not with you in my physical body. But, yeah, death isn't real. And you all can also be like me. We die, but we don't die. It's supposed to be reassuring. And I think that's really, truly a possible reason why that's included. The problem is that the historical dimension folks who are more interested in power and control may have gotten hold of this whole hopeful story about, look, you guys, death isn't real. And said, well, death isn't real for those of you who do this. And by the way, you probably won't be able to do any of that, so you're screwed. I just don't think that that's what Jesus meant. I don't think that's what he taught. And, I just think that illumined beings don't think like that at all. That's why they keep getting killed. You may have noticed that a lot of really incredible illumined beings like Jesus end up being killed. And it's because they're pushing against the structures of power and patriarchy, and that doesn't get them very far. There's some pushback in the form of let's get rid of him. And it wasn't just Jesus, but through all of our historical timeline, people who are bringing light often are pushing the limits of what we understand. And so being misunderstood, they're not popular. I mean, you know who I'm talking about, even in our history lately. So I want to leave you with, actually, there's nothing you need to do to deserve resurrection. And that resurrection is actually a state of being that happens every time we make a deep commitment to ourselves and then follow through. And that actually, I believe Jesus really was seeking to teach us how to live without anxiety, how to cure it, by standing in the historical and the ultimate dimension. You'll notice it's a cross. So you and I can do that. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be and allow ourselves to continue to evolve and to identify with the divine, live a spiritual life, which, you're sitting here, you're listening, you're already doing that. Bravo. Bravo. Good work. Keep it up. So I'll do a prayer for the intentions that we've all set. And so know with me, there is a deep wisdom and love resident within all things. Call it what we will. It is present here and now, in you and in me, and in all things. It is available always. And as we state our intention, it responds as if we have asked, as if we are seeking, as if we have knocked. It brings to us the answers that our intention has called forward. So I know for you, and I know for me, that this intention made this day has already started to unfold. And that as I focus on my connection to this divine presence, and as you focus on the connection, the intention begins to unfold in ways expected and unexpected. And like a person waiting for the first signs of spring, I invite you and I invite myself to wait with bated breath and absolute attention to the signs of this intention set this day as it unfolds in this way, we support our own growth and the growth of all of those here today. I'm grateful for this knowing, and so it is. Thank you. All right, we are grateful to all of you who donate to our center with money and time and presence. It's incredibly important for our community. And so whether you've donated through the mail or today, just know how truly blessed we feel to be supported so that we can all be together like this.
All right, well, we'll sing together while we take the offering. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yes, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All of my life, all of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's give it up for Kyle. Let him see the light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, sing it out. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, just a few announcements for you. I'm going to invite Kathy Angel up, and Kathy is part of the Gourmets for Good team, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, you may be hearing about this for the first time, or you may have been hearing about this for probably the third time in a few weeks. But our biggest fundraiser of the year is coming up, called Gourmets for Good. And it is something that is wonderful. And I call it a win-win-win, because people who like to entertain get to host a food event. People who like to eat get to bid for a seat at the table, and all proceeds support our spiritual home, the Center for Spiritual Living. So this is a wonderful opportunity. In fact, as I was sitting here and seeing people come up and put their flowers in the pot here, I was thinking, wow, there are like 80% of people who I haven't even met yet. And so I want to just say this event is an amazing way for you to connect with other people here and to feel a part of this center. So if you enjoy cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, making snacks, hors d'oeuvres, or high tea, this is the event for you. And so what happens is that you fill out a host form, and that's what we're looking for right now, are people to host the dinners. Right now we have 6 hosts so far. We really would like to have about 14, which is what we had last year. And that way so many more people can join and participate in the fun. And so in a few weeks, so next week will be our last week for the host forms to be submitted. And then there will be about a few weeks will go by, and then we'll have 3 Sundays in a row of bidding where you get to bid for a seat at the table. So as a little inspiration, I'd like to whip through really quickly the dinners that we had last year. Our center earned over $16,000, so it was amazing. So, okay, this is just for inspiration. Asian fusion, rhythm and blues, guys and grills, let the good times roll bunko, pause for pasta, Dougie's gourmet burgers, both ways, clean green eating, dinner and a show, 100 Acre Woods hike and picnic, paella redux, clam fritters by the bay, crab-tacular, ruin your day fiesta, wine lovers circle, soup-sipping soiree, an afternoon reading with an inspired medium. So the question is, will you host? Yes. Please. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So here's what you need to do. Well, first of all, if you have any questions, could Sandy and Susan stand up? They're our co-chairs for this committee. So please talk to them after the service. The way you fill out a form is to go online at cslbellingham.org. You'll find a form to fill out. And sometimes that's kind of easy to forget. So if you're feeling inspired, please go right now, talk to Susan and Sandy, let them know you're interested. You even give them your email if you feel like you might need a little reminder, because it's easy to go home and forget to go online and fill out a form. So anyway, Gourmets for Good, here we come.
Gabby. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm actually involved in 2 different Gourmets for Good this year. And what's been holding us back is the menu part. We know what we're doing, but the menu part, it's like, well, this is going to be in July. So don't let that hold you back. What we decided to do is just say, in general, what we're wanting to do. So, we know we're going to do salads and this and that. And boy, there's some fun things already put up for hosts. So help us out there. This is the Mind, Body, Spirit Fair, and this is another incredible thing. It's not particularly a money raiser for us. We make a little money on it. But really, it started a long time ago as a way of supporting healers in our larger community and bringing them onto the beautiful campus grounds that we have here. And so healers from all over, from as far south as Seattle and as far north as Nanaimo, have come with what they do and set up a booth on our upper meadow and our lower meadow and in here. And we invite people to come and just learn about what people are doing. Maybe even have some special thing happen while you're here. Last year, I had my irises read, and I didn't believe what she told me, but it was fun. Well, I figure it's because I didn't give her any money. I don't know. Anyway, why we're telling you about this is today we're opening early bird registration, and we wanted you, our own community folks, to know about it. If you have a service or maybe you have some wares that you sell that support health, mind, body, spirit, we'd love you to be a vendor this year, and that registration is also online. So you can do a Gourmets for Good thing, and you can get an early bird registration, which saves you some money if you do it. And the early bird is only open for a month. So take advantage of it so that we get to hear what you do and support you in your work. Okay, let's see what else. So this coming Wednesday, April 3rd, can't believe we're going into April, is our second ever Spirit at Work monthly breakfast. And Cindy Clay, who is our practitioner this morning, is going to be our speaker. She's quite gifted. And I went last time not only to speak, but to network. And the networking is fantastic with this group because all of us who are drawn to this are folks that have a spiritual idea and want to infuse our business with spiritual ideas and bring the business into an even greater expression. So if you haven't registered, you sure can, either at our Ask Me desk in the classroom or online, and show up at 8 a.m. this coming Wednesday to have an incredible time. Really, really special. And we have a very special thing that's going to be starting April 16th. Philip Flores, who's in the back, Phil, and Wanda Maddox, right here, have joined forces to support people who may be experiencing grief. And it's a class, so there's a 6-week class that happens. It'll be happening Tuesdays from 6 to 8:30. And what I want you to know about it is it's incredibly instructive to know about grief, to understand the stages and the phases and what people experience. But it's also a time to come together to support one another. So yes, there's learning, and then there's also sharing with each of our meetings. So you can register online for this and let people know. There aren't very many resources in Whatcom County, some, where people can come together and learn about grief and talk about their own grief, which is so necessary. So let people know. And Wanda?
Registration is available today.
It's available also in the classroom at the Ask Me desk. Yeah. And then we have a free offering from two of our practitioners, Heidi Ruth Dietrich and Joanne Allison, are offering a 90-minute workshop on our form of affirmative prayer. This is in response to the class that I've been teaching, Meditation is More Than You Think, and open to everyone who would like to learn how to pray in a way that actually invokes the ultimate dimension in our favor. So you are welcome to sign up at the Ask Me desk and be part of this free class. It's really going to be wonderful. It's happening on April 21st. And then I wanted to let you know, we have an Earth Stewards team here at our center. It's part of our core value to be good stewards of the earth. And so we had a Sacred Earth Fair here on our grounds, and now there's one that's an urban edition downtown on Cornwall at the First Congregational Church. It's happening on Saturday, April 20th. There's all kinds of information at these Sacred Earth Fairs about what we can actually do. And I don't know about you, but if I get caught in the historical dimension, I feel kind of hopeless sometimes. So this is a way to not feel hopeless, but rather to learn ways that we can actually support rejuvenating and regenerating the earth. So you're invited to come. It's from 1 to 4. Admission is free on the 20th, and you'll see some of our volunteers there, I think. So you're welcome to attend. They'd love you to be there. All right, well, let's stand if we're able, and we'll sing our way out into this Easter day.
Anything is possible when you believe. Don't be afraid to dance out there. You know anything is possible when you believe. You know you can make a mountain move when you believe. You know you can make a mountain move when you believe. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe in yourself? In yourself, when you believe. yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe, yeah, we're gonna make a miracle when you believe. You know you're gonna make a miracle when you believe. And everything you want, you got when you believe. You know everything you want, you got when you believe in yourself, in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe, say, I believe in me, and I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can't do. No, 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 no. I said I believe in me, and I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can't do. No, anything is possible when you believe. You know anything is possible when you believe in yourself, in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself. Wow. It was so great to see you all today. We'll see you again soon. Enjoy the sunshine.